Hello YouTube, this is Bronco doing a Reach Track review, and this is a very special episode, even more special than my 100th episode, because this is a top 10 Forger review, and I thought that since I've already done 100 reviews that I would do a top 10 Forger reviews. So yeah, and real quick, because this track is kind of short because it's sped up, this is number 10 and this is Despeluncaphobia by AwakeHappyshark. And anyways, I thought that I would do this video because thought these forgers needed some credit, and this next track in number 9 is Jelly by Can't Stop Donut. And I know this track is old and it is not the best anymore, but since it is probably the most downloaded race track in Halo Reach, it deserved to be in my top 10 video. And so this video isn't gonna have any like voting stuff like who is it? Laidback Gaming HJ117 does. There's not gonna be any voting. This is just my opinion, and yeah. So this is my my video, and these tracks aren't necessarily my favorite tracks by them. It's kind of a combination of my favorite tracks, but also their most downloaded ones. Because for instance, one by well, actually I won't spoil it, but you'll find out later. But anyways, as I was saying, Jelly is not the best track anymore, but it is still one of the best roller coasters on Halo Reach, and it is, I guess you can consider it a classic, just like Thunder Horse. That one is a classic also, but unfortunately that one isn't in this video. And yeah, so that last video, the one you saw before, was Despeluncaphobia by AwakeHappyshark, and I like that one because of the collisions, and it is a very smooth double wide. And in number 8, our number 8 spot, we have Zombies with Backyard Mayhem. And basically what this map is, it is a city map with a kind of a backyard theme, like a neighborhood type thing. It has a lot of great scenery that I really like, and yeah, the one thing about Zombies though is sometimes he puts a roller coaster in his maps, and that's the unique part about him, is because there's not really roller coasters in most or any city map for that matter. But you know, the roller coasters in his maps kind of make him unique, and I mean I'm not sure if it's like part of the map, or I think it was just how he could make the track a little bit longer in a way that could bring you back to the starting gate. And yeah, so this map is number 8. Number 7, we have Plummet by God's Regret. And this track would have scored higher, except there's just some great maps out there, and you know, this track has some good, or it has great layout to it, and it's nice and smooth. It's just the one thing about this track that I don't like is the trap. It doesn't always work. I think it would have been better if the little trigger was on the other side of it, so you could cross the kill zone before you, before there's a potential for you to be blown up. And I also like this random trick jump, except it doesn't always work. But anyways, I really like this map, especially the free fall part, because I think it's a nice barbarian type jump. In number 6, we have Dreamscape by Boyd the Milkman. And this is a double wide terrain hybrid, and I would have given this track higher, except there's just great map makers, and this is a great map. It's just there are some tracks that in my opinion are better, but that does not put this track down, because this is probably my favorite of Boyd's tracks. And yeah, so it's very smooth and a decent length for a double wide, and there's no teleporters, which I like, because I just can't stand tracks, or double wides for that matter, that end in teleporters. I think they should wrap all the way around. In number 5, we have Boulevard by coookkiemonster, and this is not coookkiemonster's most downloaded map. It is his most downloaded map is the original Round the Mountain. But I had to show this map because this is basically, I'm not sure if it was this one or Avenue that was first, but this is the original city map, I think, that was made. And I mean, this just shows such great creativity and originality. It's really unbelievable that he designed that. So I thought I deserved number 5. In number 4, and one of my favorite roller coaster makers, MLG Savior. This map is called Noble, and it is probably in my top 2 favorite roller coasters. just because of all the jumps and turns that it has in it, and it's a really fun roller coaster. And I mean, it's a little unoriginal because there's some parts in it that I see that are a little bit from some other maps, but I mean, it doesn't take away from the great quality that this map has. And especially this jump over here, I like this jump because you really have to pay attention going over. You can't just kind of freelance around this map, which I like. And I like the big U-turns, as I've said before, and this part reminds me of Jaw Dropper, and that part reminded me of Dawes, and some more Jaw Dropper features. But coming up here, this turn, I don't like that turn especially that much, because coming off the landing, you might get spun around and you could fall off a couple times, and this checkpoint is too close to this drop, so if you die going over the drop around this turn, you might fall off. But again, overall great map, one of my favorite roller coasters, definitely top 2. And yeah, so moving on to our number 3 position, we have Alpinestar SX by Ionized. This is not Ionized most downloaded map. I believe it is Surfside MX or Surfside SX, but this is my favorite track by Ionized because I really like the natural landing jump and all the nice rhythm sections that work perfectly, and especially that triple jump up there. And yeah, so I mean, a really nice smooth MX map with a nice natural landing, and you know, it's a decent length for an MX track. And I had a big dispute over the 2 and 1 position. I had a tie between Duquesne and the number 1 spot, but I decided to give Duquesne second because I don't know, I just had a hard time with this spot. So Duquesne, sorry you're second in the video, but you're really tied for first, but I didn't want to do a tie. And this is not my favorite map by Duquesne, but it is his most downloaded, which is Star Wars. My favorite map by Duquesne is Mere Madness, just because of the great effort that it took to make that map. So yeah, Duquesne, hope you are not too mad about being second. But in number 1, first place, Jaw Dropper by RLD HotTamale. Probably my favorite roller coaster on Halo Reach, just because of the originality it has, no tapering at all, and it's nice, and it's a huge roller coaster. I mean, I think you have to be all the way at the other end of Forge World to get the entire map into it. And I also like it that it incorporates some great jumps, but also has a spiral coming up at the end, and some nice big U-turns. Only downside to it is the end is a little, it's a little boring, but I was in the game with him when he was finishing up, and he was really out of money, so we just had to find a way to finish it up, but without using a teleporter. So I'd like to say that I'm glad he didn't use a teleporter, and I'd rather have this part coming up than a teleporter, and at least he did some something cool at the end, like a U-turn. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and great job to the forgers in my top 10 video, and all the download links will be in the description. Thanks, guys.